Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, welcome back to the No Comfort Zone, the life and times of yours truly, living in and out of the No Comfort Zone. So just wanted to check in with you. It's been a while since I got on the podcast. A little microphone here, throwing it in my phone and podcasting around the world. I just honestly just got busy and distracted on stuff that I'm working on in my own personal life. And somebody reached out to me and appreciate it and said, hey, you know, what's going on? Are you going to do another podcast? And I was kind of shocked. It's happened a couple of times, so I am sorry about that. But here we go. I'm going to talk about something today. I got something to talk about. First, I want to go back into, I've been listening to other podcasters, and I noticed that they do talk, in fact, a lot about themselves and everyday to-day life. I try to do that, but I don't know. Is the car industry, is it boring to you? I don't know. I could talk a lot more about that. But I think what's going on is I don't want to make it all about me. I want to make it about you and helping you get to your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions. And I found a method to do that, and it worked really well for me. Now it's going on almost a few years ago now, in 2017, when I made the commitment to live a life of the no comfort zone. And it's just been magical ever since. And it is a lifestyle. It is a little bit different. And quite frankly, it's a little exciting too. And I'll tell you what, it will stress you out to a point, but it will help you maintain your youth. And it might even age you a little bit, depending on how you look at it. But either way, it's been great, and my life has definitely been livelier since I've done it. So I guess in my effort to make this podcast more interesting, I'm going to let you know something really personal about myself. Personally, I am terrible about putting things together. So, for example, we have drapes in our living room. Drapes, yeah, not blinds, but drapes. I don't know, my wife's Italian, she likes that sort of thing, so we have drapes. And I have 3 dogs. And the dogs get excited when another dog walks in front of our house, which happens 20 times a day. So eventually those curtains get tied up and the dogs end up pulling them down little by little, and finally they come off. Now, I'm not kidding to say that this is the 7th. I'm not the smartest person in the world, like, at all, because I've done this 6 times. And I said, when I have to do this the 7th time, our relationship's over, because this is the dumbest thing ever. We need to get rid of the the drapes, the curtains, whatever will have you. So we didn't. So now they're down again. And now my dumb ass has to put that thing back up there. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to anchor it into the drywall so it's like bulletproof and won't come out. My solution is go with the blinds. But I digress. So I'm not very good at that. Putting up shelves, screwing things together, building, doing all that stuff, I can't do it. I'm terrible at it. I'm horrible. My son's birthday was on the 16th. It just passed. It was actually just the other day. And while it was his birthday gift was an outdoor basketball rim, hoop, and pole that adjust. So we went and picked it out together. He's super excited about it, loves playing basketball. He's, I would say he's pretty good at ball handling, and he's working on his shots, and he just loves the game. His passion for the game of basketball, his passion for football at his level is amazing for me. He always wants to do both. If he doesn't have a football in his hand, he's got a basketball, and vice versa. He's loving it. And we decided to put it together, and it says right on the box, it says 3 adults to put this together, and it's going to take you roughly 3 hours. Well, me and him tried to do it, and I was horrible. So 3 hours turned into an all-day Sunday, complete from 9 a.m. until about 4 or 5 p.m. I finally got the thing together. I was miserable. You could ask anybody in my family. I feel like I wasted the entire day. But the important part is my son loved the fact that now he's got a rim to shoot at on the driveway. And believe you me, it's the last thing I wanted to do is put this together. But I was not easy to work with. My son will tell you I was extremely frustrated. I was a little bothersome. I was annoyed. And in the end, he's a very understanding and very forgiving person. And he is very much a remarkable 11-year-old. So I look at the relationship that I have with my son, and this is the point of the No Comfort Zone and how it fits into the podcast and why I'm talking to you about it. Because no matter where this reaches you, however it finds you, every one of us is going to go through a challenging time in our life. Every single one of us. And those adversities that show up are really opportunities or gifts for you to learn a little bit more about yourself. Here's my point. So back in 2007, I hope my timeline's right. I'm all messed up back in this time period. But back in 2007, I did, in fact, come out of a coma that I was in for a while, and I had major medical expenses. I was unemployed for a year. I was experiencing massive depression at the time, dealing with alcoholism, dealing with the IRS, and dealing with backdated child support. Living at home with my mother. And it was a brutal time. It was a really brutal time. I just can't even explain how difficult it was. But then I looked for companionship, and I found companionship and fast companionship. And about 3 months later, the woman who I was getting ready to end my relationship with, because it just wasn't working out, there was too much of an age difference. She was a lot younger. I think I was 37 at the time, and I think she was 29. It just didn't work out. We weren't really good for each other. But however, I found out that we were now expecting a child. So I made the commitment to make sure that I would do everything I possibly could to help support, take care of her and this child, and not break up with her. It never even came up. Well, why am I telling you this? Because I had two other children at the time who I couldn't see very much, who I was behind in child support. So I'm compounding my problem. I'm not the ideal guy at this point. I am making poor decisions on fear, on lack, on overwhelm, on depression, and I'm just trying to feel better. So I look for a relationship. That relationship turns into a child, and now that child is born prematurely and has lung issues. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't know where to go in my life. I don't know what to expect next, but I'm in a really bad situation because, like the nursery rhyme, the house that Jack built, I keep going back over the fact that I owe child support, that I owe the IRS, that I have massive medical debt. I have issues that I'm still dealing with in therapy for depression and alcoholism, and I'm living at home with my mom, and now we're dealing with this child who was born early, and I'm unemployed. So this is really a tough time. So I give up my sales and consulting business that I let go away because I was working on myself. I committed to work on myself for a year. And in doing so, I needed to find another job. I needed to find some employment. That's so not comfort zone. I should have dug in more with my training because I had an article that was published and I had speaking opportunities, but I was just looking for some consistency in my life. And at the time, this article that went around, it went viral. I think it's Get to Got is what the name of the article was, dealing with adversity. And that was during the real estate crisis and all that and what was happening. So, by the way, yeah, that was all going on. And there was a gas issue and just a bunch of problems happening for yours truly. Not like most people. These are just like my problems. What I had to do was reach deep. But I ended up working 13 hours a day. I had to drive an hour to and from work. And in the morning, I would spend time with my son who was in the NICU, the Natal Neo Intensive Care Unit, because he was a preemie. He was 10 weeks early, but he was super lightweight. I think he was like 4 pounds, something like that. He was tiny. And he had tubes in him everywhere, and his lungs weren't working, and it was bad. It was sad. The doctor said, we don't know. We just don't know if his lungs are going to develop. We just don't know. And it was a really hard time. And trying to get into this new employment and running, managing a sales team and dealing with a new market and driving an hour and living at my mom's house with Max's mother, that's his name. And it was just, I got to tell you, it was just really a confusing time and the pressures of the world were on me. And the upside is I got to look forward to him. So my day would start with me visiting with him for a few hours at the NICU. And then I would go drive an hour, get to work, work the whole day, and then they would let me come in at night, and I would get off work around 9, show up at the hospital around 10, leave around midnight 1, go home and get some sleep, and then repeat the process for 10 weeks. It wasn't easy. Quite frankly, it was horrible. And then when they finally got out, we moved into a home, and I didn't realize that the home was in a very low-income subsidized housing area, and there was a lot of problems around me and crime going on around. And I just felt like I just failed. I brought my family, I brought them to an unsafe area, and it was unsafe. It was a lot of drugs, a lot of unemployment, a lot of daytime drinking and fighting going on. And I just really looked at the whole time, and being in debt and all this other stuff, and just tried to make the best of it. And the pressure was really tough. And then the relationship didn't work out. I'm still stuck with all of the debt. I'm still now stuck with going to family court again. And all of this is happening for a reason. And the reason I'm telling you this is I never lost my connection with my son, Max. His mother moved down to, as you know, probably from 2 hours away from Rockford, where I live. So in the evenings when I would come home, I would go pick up Max from daycare, who was there all day. I would go get him, and I would feed him. And sometimes at the card table, because that's all we had, in those folding chairs. I had a tiny apartment. I moved out of that bad place, moved into a nicer one. No mattress. He had his crib. We had a card table, and we had a chair. And I think I won a television set from a sales contest. So that's all we had. That's really truly it, and some clothes. Oh, and the funny part is my mother came by, and I lost a lot of weight again, and my clothes didn't fit me. So she got me some clothes, but guess what? She took the wrong clothes and donated those. So I had clothes that didn't fit me. It was a hysterical time in my life. All the while being persecuted by my ex-wife. Just drama, you get it? But my son and I forged a relationship, and that's the point. That's the whole point of this, is that a lot of adversity going on, but staying focused on my relationship with him, taking care of him, going to the grocery store with him. Our Friday evenings were together. And from the time he was tiny, I mean, super tiny, I mean, when he was 3 and 4 pounds, to where he's at now, he's a thriving young 11-year-old, emotionally in control, for what I can tell. Super smart in certain subjects, great at video games, great athlete, very compassionate, and loves being around his dad, and loves being around his stepmom and his stepsister, and who we don't even say step anymore. It's just like, no disrespect to his mom. She's doing a great job out there in Bloomington and that family, but it's just a connection that him and I have. And I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm telling you my story for a reason, is because even with all of the pressures and things like that and all that stuff that happened, all of those negative things truly helped forge a better relationship with my son, which is the most important thing. I have disconnected with 2 of my other children, which I'm trying to connect with, but they're older and they've got their own things going on right now, and they have their own lives to worry about. I don't want to reminisce in the past, but I would like a relationship with them. Things have been hard. Things have been hard on them. They've been hard on me, and we didn't handle it the best way. When you look at your life and you look back at all the adversity and all the challenges you had, look at them as blessings. Look at them as opportunities for them to show up and show you who you are. And on his 11th year birthday, I realized something, that life's not going to be easy. Life's not fair. Life is definitely way easier if we focus on the right things. And how I focus on the right things is by doing this no comfort zone thing. I make sure that I stay a little bit uncomfortable. I get up a little bit early. I stay up a little bit later. I put intention where intention is worthwhile, on my goals, on myself, on my people. I try to make it as selfless as possible for me and try to serve others. And in that case, it just makes life to be a little bit better. So whether you're a leader, whether you're a sales guy, whether you're a mother, whether you're new in the workforce, whether you're in college, whatever it is, the no comfort zone model will help you with whatever you do. Even if you go buy a course and you're like, you know what, I like this course, I want to do this, I want to learn this part or this whole thing I want to take on, or whatever it is, the no comfort zone method will help you with that course. It's not going to do the course for you. What it does is it makes the course better by helping you focus on the important things. The blueprint by design is there to make your life better. And all the challenges and adversities that I mentioned in here, I wouldn't trade them for the world. From the coma to the bankruptcies to the family court, to the being ridiculed by peers, to being sick for a long time, from unemployment to living with my mom at 37, 38 years old, 39 years old. All of those things all of that together, living in a very poor community with a lot of issues, violence, crime, and stuff going on. I wouldn't change it for the world, because it made me have a deep appreciation for what you might be going through right now. And that empathy that I have, and not sympathy, that empathy that I have, that people are going through a lot, truly can help people get out of their comfort zones and live on purpose. I say it all the time, but it's true. And if this is true for you, and if you find yourself in a place where life's going good and life's going great, that's great. That's great. Sometime there's going to be some adversity that comes your way. These are just the tools to handle it. If you're not in an adverse situation right now and you're looking at your life and you're thinking to yourself, I just want more. I'm just kind of flat. I'm kind of bored. I want to go to the next level. I want to level up. Definitely go to the nocomfortzone.com. Because that's fun. Dealing with problems, to me, being a problem solver, it's just what life is. If you're a dad, if you're a leader, if you're a business manager, if you run any type of people, you have to solve problems. Sometimes it's not easy, sometimes it is, and the reward can be phenomenal if you make it about your team and not about yourself. If you make it about your family, not about yourself. If you make it about your kids and not about yourself, it's just wonderful. So I encourage you to go to the No Comfort Zone. If you're looking to level up, or if you're looking to get out of adversity, or if you're looking to just make a connection with somebody who understands life and life's problems, hey man, hit me up, Dan@thenocomfortzone.com. 10% of your energy is going to be like, what's the problem, man? 90% is going to be the solution. And that 90% is the blueprint. That blueprint is nothing but a solution. It's all it is a solution to help you get out of adversity, go towards your goals, get out of your comfort zone, and start living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.